What's up everybody, welcome to another episode of Tint with Jaleel, and today we're going to be working on this Ram 1500 Rebel, and what we're going to be doing is a partial front end on this, so let's get to it. Setting up here, don't mind the mess here. So what we're going to be doing here is I have the patterns pre-plotted, and we're going to start on this fender here. It is a partial, so I like to do the fenders first, and then the hood I'm going to bulk, so that'll give me a reference point to how I can line this up. Alright, so your first step is to grab your stuff, spray down your fender. I'm going to give it a quick blast. Oh, I should probably add, I've already decontamination washed this vehicle. I've also done a clay bar, so the paint is pretty good, and it's a fairly new truck. It's a 26, well 25 going to 26, so I don't really have to do too much of a deep clean, but it's always a good idea to inspect the paint conditions before you start. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my edge prep, and this is mandatory for wrapping the film. Hey, how's it going? So we're gonna put that here. I'm gonna put this here. No, I'm good, bro. Thank you. All right, now what I'm gonna do is grab my film. This looks like the right size. Give it a light spray. What you want to do is be careful peeling this, because if it overlaps, then it's going to get stuck on top of each other. And to separate that, very difficult. Alright, so you're going to place your pattern right over here. It's almost sticking instantly. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my alcohol, and I want to tack. I need some more slip in here. It's sticking. Okay. So I'm going to break the material loose. I'm going to line up this edge perfectly right here. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a stretch just to create a little bit of tension. Right there's perfect. And then what I want to do next is I'll give this a little bit of a spray with the slip solution. I want to come down here. I want to just check the fitment of everything. It's pretty good there. Okay. So I'm going to give it a stretch over here. And because you put edge prep, you almost don't need any alcohol. Now, we're going to give it a stretch down. This part I might need my alcohol. So I'm going to give it a stretch. You'll find your hands are constantly slipping, so it's a good idea to keep a clean rag on you just to wipe down the surfaces, so you can give it a, you can put your hand on the PPF and now it sticks. manipulate the material as you need. So I'm going to spray here, with my hand, Headlight PPF. Sorry, I had the squeegee in my mouth. It's such a bad habit. PPF installers will know and be able to relate to that. It sticks almost instantly. Alright, that's a perfect fitment right there. So I'm going to tack that right there. And I'm going to cross-reference this, that this fits where I need it to. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to tack it right there. Perfect. Just to kind of hold it in place. Okay, now the last piece is right here. Before I tack that down, I would like to do, let's give it a spray inside, just so when I go to squeegee it, it squeegees good. So I'm gonna grab my alcohol, I'm gonna spray this corner here, and I'm gonna pull down. Almost instantly. Okay, pretty happy there. So what I'm gonna do is work these bubbles out with my hand. I'm gonna squeegee out this way. This part here, I'm gonna give it a slight lift, and I'm gonna press down. All the edges are edge prep, so you don't have to worry about it peeling if you lift it back up. Man, I can't get over how nice the color of this truck is. I can say I haven't seen one in this color yet. Maybe it's a year make and model. The new year, new colors. All right. So the idea is to squeegee out all the moisture as much as you can. Okay. Now, what we want to deal with is this section right here. So you're going to grab your alcohol, you're going to spray it. Your thumb, press down here, press down here. It is a high pressure area, so just be patient with it if it pops back up, but it should sit. Alright, so that's done. Now let's take care of this little edge here. You can just use your thumb, press it down, and then for the parts further in, you can just use a squeegee, just like that. Alright, actually, the leads up all the way here. Just use your thumb for that part. Okay, now this top leading edge, you can use your thumb again just to roll it past that groove. Alright, this part I don't want to press down right now. I'm going to use heat. Always wipe down as you go, just to make sure that you didn't miss any moisture. folding over. Don't let that happen, because the film is not actually sitting where it should be. And the rest, we just need to give it a trim. So we just let that sit for a bit. Perfect. Alright. Now we're gonna hop over to the other side and repeat the process. Set up a hole to it. My dumbass is putting it in the end of it. Make it make sense. This stuff, guys, you don't need a lot. You just need a tiny bit, and only in the areas where there's potential for peeling. So you want to make sure you get this part, the front, this crevice here, and the rest is okay. Alright, so I'm gonna give it a rinse. You're gonna grab your pattern. Again, you want to start with this front edge over here. Damage, guys. Crap. Let me fix this. Can't see you guys properly. There we go. I'm laughing because I wish I knew I had this feature earlier, because if you saw my last tint videos, some of the camera angles were questionable, so I do apologize. If you haven't checked them out, please do check it out. I've got a couple other videos for complete tints. Check it out, let me know what I could do differently. I'd appreciate it. And support the channel by liking, subscribing, say some nice things to me. Okay. Ciao. I'm gonna give it a slight stretch. You see these fingers? They should disappear. Right there. Because we put edge prep, it sticks almost instantly. Okay. Now what we can do is we can give the rest of this a stretch. Alright, we're moving down here. We want to tack this side here for the alcohol. Your tack. Perfect. I'm gonna double check this. Fits pretty good. Before you get the last corner, a quick spray just to loosen things up. Now we're gonna small fingers, don't worry about those. It's the bigger ones you gotta worry about. Just relift this part here and give it a quick spray. Alright, so I'm gonna start working top to bottom. I know there's different ways of doing this. This is just my method. I'm fairly new to doing PPF, and if I am doing something incorrectly, please let me know, or differently, please let me know. I love to learn and correct myself, or if there's a easier or quicker way to do this, please let me know, guys. I'm open to any kind of criticism. Again, I do apologize if I misinterpret something. I don't mean that, so don't kill me on the internet or roasting me live. And okay, I want to show you something. You guys see that bubble, right? Don't push it on a corner where you have alcohol. It's not gonna go anywhere. Take it to an edge where you didn't spray alcohol. So I'm gonna close that. I'm not gonna take this down. I'm gonna take it to the side. Okay? Because once you seal that edge, if you force a bubble where it's already tacked, you're gonna have problems. All right, now let's take care of this guy here. This might require a slight stretch, just like that. I'm gonna use our squeegee and not crease it. Give it a small lift. Guys, PPF is very, very forgiving, more than you think. It's not like tint, where if you crease it, that's it, it's done, game over. Depending on what brand you're using, I'm putting on Expel. It's very, very forgiving. Alright, so use your finger. You're gonna release some of that pressure, and then you're gonna work that finger there. Get that tidied up, and then you're just gonna run your finger there just to help it sit down, and then you're gonna finish off the rest. Perfect. Let's wipe down. I'm recording, right? Okay. Just double check before we go any further. Perfect. You'll see some work marks, but all that's gonna go away. This color is just, oh, there's so many possibilities to make this thing look so rugged. It already does, but you know what I mean. All the off-road guys, this thing might just blend right in. Okay, now we're gonna take care of this top edge here. I'm gonna give it a fair amount of alcohol, and I'm gonna use my finger and just guide it around this top edge. Perfect. Now I'm gonna use my squeegee. Get settled in. Take your time. I'm holding the camera while I do this, so I do apologize. I need to redeem myself for the crappy camera angles I put out in the past. Perfect. The rest of that, guys, you can trim. You don't have to worry. And you just want to double check this part here, because if it ever peels, I don't anticipate for it to peel, but I've seen it starts to go over here. Okay, now what we're gonna do is wipe this down. Goodness, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for a proper mount, guys. Here's the link. I'm just kidding. ridiculous. So what we're going to do next is we're just going to hit the headlights with a little bit of edge prep just to prevent peeling. I'm going to do this, and we are going to decipher which one it is. This one. This one. Alright. Grab your alcohol. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start from the front edge over here. So we're gonna spray with the alcohol. And we are going to line up the corner of the pattern. Right there. You don't even need to squeegee, you can just use your thumb. You want to make sure that this part here wraps underneath. Like that. Okay. So, to get rid of this, you're gonna stretch, and as you stretch, it sits into place. So essentially, that edge should line up there. So you're gonna grab your alcohol. Just hold it. If it's a lot of pressure and it keeps slipping, just put your finger on it, hold it there for 5-10 seconds. You can let go, squeegee it, it shouldn't move. Alright, we're gonna double check our bottom line up here. Seems pretty good. Nice at the top. What you're gonna do is squeegee this part out. Again, because you have the edge prep, everything should sit into place. If it doesn't, like this guy here, hit it with some alcohol or tack. I'm gonna start calling it tack. But all it is 70 parts of water, 30 parts alcohol. So my bottle is 1,000 milliliters. I'll put 700 mLs of water, and then the rest I will fill with 70% alcohol. Guys, this is my first voice over or live talking while explaining what I'm doing. I'm not used to it, so I do apologize. This is very, very new to me. At this point, if I wasn't recording, I'd be thinking about what I'm gonna have for dinner and what kind of car I want to buy on Facebook that I can't afford. So it's hard for me to process this information and explain it. So I do apologize for that. Alright, so we're gonna finish up with this edge here. Okay, I want to show you something here. To break fingers, to release that pressure, what you want to do is chisel and go down on an angle. Okay? Chisel and go down on an angle. Chisel and go down on an angle. What that does is when you have fingers like this, it breaks them into smaller fingers and it lets it sit down. Let me see if I can repeat it over here. Sorry guys. Okay. Can you guys see? I'm trying my best here. Chisel, go on an angle. Okay. Chisel, go on an angle. And messed up. You guys made me mess up. God damn it. It's all your fault. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. It's all gone to shit. Anytime I try to explain something, the total opposite happens. Okay. So I'm just going to chisel and go on an angle like this. Chisel, go on an angle. Chisel and cut. Don't go straight. Cut it like this. Alright. That's enough terrible information. You know what? Burn me, guys. Burn me. Burn me alive in the comments. I don't even care anymore. It's my trial video. Okay. Pretty happy with that. So let's give it a quick wipe down. And the rest we'll let air dry, and we will hit it with the heat gun later. Let's do this part here. I've already blown it, but I'm going to just spray it down just to make sure there's no contamination that fell from the headlight. And let's see if I can get this right. It's this one. It's this one. Yes. Okay. Put any edge prep on this because I got ahead of myself, but I will show you in the situation you forget to use edge prep how to handle it. Alright, so we're going to start here. Can you guys see? I'm sorry. There. Okay. Stubborn lineup. I don't know why I picked this corner, but I did. Now I'm gonna pull through. Okay. We are gonna add some slip. I'm gonna do this the proper way. What you're supposed to do is line it up. Once you're happy, peel it back. Drop your alcohol, pick it up, spray the corner you intend to tack, and simply fold it back into place. Okay, like that. If you want, you can tack it right here. So that fitment is perfect. Right. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna stretch it to the front. Right, so let's check. Okay, perfect. is history, and tomorrow is a mystery. I'm so sorry, guys. You want to do the more flatter parts, the flatter surfaces. So I'm going to bring this down because I've tacked this part here. Now let's take care of this top edge here. You're going to spray your tack. And then you want to make sure this corner lines up here. Just like that. And this is the cut that I was talking about. You cut it in this direction to get rid of fingers. Alright, so I'm gonna respray the top edge there and just seal it one more time, just to ensure I have the proper seal on top, and then I will be using the heat gun afterwards. Okay. Now let's do the bottom here. Same idea. So press and hold for 5 seconds, you should sit. Press and hold for 5 seconds, you should sit. Press and hold for 5 seconds. And just use your thumb to smooth out the bottom. Press and hold for 5 seconds. Press and hold. You can use your squeegee for the longer parts. Over here. Perfect. Now we are gonna do this part over here. Alright, now swipe down, double check. So I see some small fingers here, but you can simply press it down. It's not a problem, and the heat will take care of the rest. Okay, sweet. So we got fender, headlight, part of this bumper. I'm not doing this because obviously it's steel and it's painted. But we got to do the hood next, and then we got to do the A-pillars. So we're gonna go for a quick break, and we'll be right back. partial, so it's only going to come up to here, and I'm going to line it up to the fender line over here. So let's get started. What you want to do is spray it down. Grab your squeegee and you want to remove the excess water off here. I've already given a pre-clean, you can say, but this would be my final clean. Okay, what you want to do here is that wipe down your edges that you intend to wrap in alcohol. I know what you guys are going to say, this rubber should be removed, but I removed a handful of these, and this retaining clip that holds this rubber breaks. They don't come off, they intend to break them. So if you try to remove it, they will break, and there's close to 20 of them. So they will snap, each one of them. So it's up to you if you can order more in or have access to these clips. You can do it, but I wouldn't recommend removing it. You can simply just wrap around it. Alright, edge prep. Gotta love this stuff. I'll put edge prep here. Now, what we're gonna do is we're gonna give it another clean. You don't have to, I just like to be very, very cautious. Some people do remove these vents, but this is a partial. And to remove the vents, you have to remove the heat. Maybe it's some kind of sound deadening, and guess what's holding that sound deadening? It's the clips. These, and there's like 100 million of them. So I'm not trying to do that right now, but there's a better way around that. I love this blower, XPEL. If you want to sponsor this video, please hit me up. I'm one of your biggest fans. So that would be kind of cool. What I'm going to do here is spray the vents with gel, and this will help prevent any kind of contamination from coming back up into my work. Alright, let's see if we can do this now. So what you want to do is you want to just tack that there, and in one swift pull the PPF, so there's so you're not messing around too much, you just give it a pull. So you can see where my fender line is here. And I'm gonna relift this and give it a spray. I know the pros are like, look at this butcher. Look at this guy. What the hell is he doing? Ruining this car. Okay. So I've got play there. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna grab my alcohol. And I want my PPF to, sorry guys. Alright, so I want my PPF to line up to my fender line here. So I just sprayed it with some tack solution. I'm gonna line that up here. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back on this side. And I'm gonna try to line this up. But when I do it this time, I'm gonna give it a nice stretch. Pretty happy with that there. Okay. So I'm gonna stretch it. So I got that lined up here. Now we gotta deal with these fingers at the front. Headlights. Yeah, right. So I'm gonna spray here, and what I want to do is to relieve the stress here, or get rid of the fenders, is give it a slight tug, and I'm gonna tack it right on the headlight, which is kind of giving it a pull this way. And I'm gonna do the same over here. That's nice and tacked. Okay, now what I would like to do is I'm gonna spray some PPF gel inside here to help it sit in this valley. Also in here. That's another place you can put your edge prep, but I don't like to do that just in case I have to lift the film. It kind of permanently sticks it there, so I try to avoid doing that. Okay. I want to make sure that this is as straight as possible. It looks nice and uniform, even. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start squeegeeing